this video here is not just a foundation, but specifically dealing with one person at a time as part of your foundation. Talking to, getting to know, dating, whatever term you like to use, hanging out, kicking it, whatever, with one person at a time. Not developing little side pieces, little you know what I'm saying? Not investing in little side pieces, but 1% at a time. How do we get from noticing all the for rent signs when you're looking for an apartment, but then when you find one and you got one and you move in, how do you shut that off and be like, okay, I'm done, I'm settled, I'm good, right? If you're not settled, meaning I like the person, I want to spend time with them, but there's something that I just don't feel I'm ready for a stage of commitment, a certain stage of commitment. Like I'm cool with talking to them, I'm cool with hanging out with them, and I'm even cool with doing certain things with them, right? Dating them and maybe even getting physical with them. But when it comes to the emotional side of it, like I want to make this person my person. I want to make this person my boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance. I want to marry. Like if you're not ready for like the next level of commitment, which means you're going to stop looking around for rent signs, right? If you're not ready for that level of commitment and you feel a little like, I don't know if I really want to like settle with this one because I'm kind of looking for something else or more, okay? Then I would say, then don't get with that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't involve them in your journey, in the sense that if you're not like, yeah, I'm willing, ready, and able to invest in one person, which is you. If you're not there, whether it be emotionally, you're not ready, or you want to talk to more people before you settle on one, right? Whatever your journey is, however you're doing it, right? If you're not ready, then I would say leave that one alone. Leave that one alone. In a sense of allowing it to go into deeper emotional connection and, the whole dating, in the dating aspect. Because what can happen is you can cause damage. I'm going to watch. Right, so how can we cause damage if we're truly not ready for one particular person, but yet we kind of, not on purpose, but maybe string them along, like because we like hanging out with them, we spend time with them, but they're starting to feel us. They're starting really to be like, invested, right? But we're kind of over here too. Like, I still want to look around. I still want to talk to other, people. But I like this person, so I'm gonna hang out with them, sometimes. And then, but this person's getting invested. This person's heart is starting to have feelings, right? And then what happens if we're not settled, if we're not committed, this person gets involved. And then if they see us or catch us or experience us not being settled and committed to them, but still looking around or still talking to other people, they're going to get hurt. And then even if later on, so you might not care, like, I don't care if that person gets hurt, they caught feelings, that's on them. Okay, that's your attitude, fine. But my point is, let's say later on, you do realize, you know what? Yeah, I think this is the one I'd rather, I talk to this one, right, whatever. But I realized, I think this is the one I want to choose to be with. But see, you already heard them now. That's part of your foundation now. So this person over here their experience of you is that person wasn't settled. You weren't settled. You gave them an emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? As their first experience with you. Their first experience with you was an emotional roller coaster because it started having feelings for you, but you weren't exclusively connecting with them. You were connecting with other people, and we'll get to that in just a moment. You weren't exclusively connecting with only them. So they felt that, they saw that, they noticed that, they experienced that from you. So now their foundation is unsettled. And that's part of the foundation. So that if you say, nah, I made my choice. You're the one I want. You're the one I love. Let's go all the way to marriage, right? They have a foundation. There's a crack in the foundation. Like, yeah, I hear you. I say that. I hear you say that. And I believe you. However, again, subconsciously, my first experience of you was you weren't sure about me. You were still trying to figure out who you wanted to be with. Not that that's wrong, but you involved me a little too early. You know what I'm saying? And this, I was seeing more than one person. Some girls I was talking to, some girls I was pursuing, some girls I was just kicking it with, right? So there was different categories of women that I was, involving. And one time there was this girl. We went to church, coming home from church. Nothing physical. We weren't an item, but she asked me, "Are you seeing anybody else? Are you hanging out? Are you spending time with anybody else?" And I told her, yeah, because there was this one girl that I really liked. Like, I was waiting for her and her boyfriend to break up because I knew they were gonna break up because I knew she liked me and I liked her. But but she was in a relationship, so I couldn't like really pursue her. But I kind of let it be known, like, hey, what's up, right? So anyway, so I like this one girl, but this other one in my truck. We're driving home. She's like, am I the only one that you're engaging with? You know what I'm saying? Talking to, hanging out with. I said, no, there's other girls. But I told her, but I'm not doing nothing with them. Like, I'm not having sex. I'm not kissing nobody. I'm just hanging out and talking to other females. And that hurt her. That hurt her feelings. That made her feel devalued, unvalued, not valued. It made her feel because I wasn't exclusively dealing with her, that she felt like, oh, I'm just another one. I'm just another chick that you're hanging out with. And not only am I just another one, now because of that insecurity or shaky foundation of her, what she experienced, now I can't blame her if she had any doubts that, yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. You ain't doing nothing with them other ones. You know what I'm saying? So how do you stop those thoughts? So then I realized, okay, so she kind of backed up a lot. So what's the remedy? The remedy, and I'm not trying to put strict rules on how you should approach your journey in relationships, but the remedy is deal with one person at a time. Because when you're dealing with more than one at a time, you might form a connection with a person, and that might start to blossom. But because you also have connections with other people, the person A, let's say there's 3 people, A, B, C, okay? So person A is catching feelings, and they experience you not really all about them. So instead of building that foundation, you don't worry about B and C right now. You just focus on A. And if you don't like A, then they can feel, and you can communicate, that it's not really working out because of us. Like, something's not vibing with us, so I'm going to slide back a little bit. I'm going to pull back a little bit and just stay in the friend zone or whatever the thing, right? Whatever the thing, like, you're just going to pull back a little, and they can feel, okay, we're not really vibing on that level. We're not going further. That's okay. So people could deal with that. Okay, it's just the vibe's not there, or it's not romantic, or it's not, whatever the thing is, right? It's just not there. Fine. It's less hard feelings, and there's no foundational issue. If you ever come back to that person, you have no cleanup to do. You have no healing that you need because of, these questions of insecurity and, are they really here for me? Like, you don't have any of those issues if you just deal with one person at a time. And then let's say now you go dealing with person B, they don't have that insecurity and question about, like, oh, he messing with more than one person or whatever. Or, what kind of girl is this? How many dudes she messing with? Whatever, right? You don't have any of those questions. You just have, hey, it's me and you. We vibing or not. We're dealing with each other only. And then we figure this out. Are we a good match or not? There's no foundational risk in that sense. I remember when I was pursuing somebody and they were not dealing with me, just me. They were dealing with 1 or 2 or maybe even 3, I think, about two or three other people as well. So they were hanging out with me, developing chemistry with me. Like we had certain chemistry, and then she had chemistry with some other guys, right? And and she told me that it seemed like to her experience was that whenever I felt or heard or caught on to her getting closer to another dude, I would pursue her harder. But she said, but once I kind of felt that she was just with me and she wasn't entertaining any other dudes, that I relaxed. I didn't pursue her with the flowers and the, whatever, all the sweet stuff that men could do to woo a lady or to try to get, in her good graces, whatever men do. And so she said that I liked the chase. She said I liked almost like how men are competitive, or some men can be very competitive, or women too can be too as well. Yes. So some people can be competitive, and it's like, I don't really want the girl, but I just don't want the other dudes to beat me at this game. Right? So that's basically what she accused me of. Like, I like to chase the woman. She said it in a different way, but I'm taking it this way. So she said, I like the chase. I like the romantic pursuit. But yet once I get into it, I'm like, it's cool. I'm whatever. I'm just, more relaxed, like whatever, right? That's how that was her view. But it took me here mentally, like, do I get boosted as far as my motivation to win because I'm competitive? Is it more like that dude ain't gonna beat me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get the girl, not him, right? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's me. I haven't really looked into that much because I don't think I'm that competitive. In the sense of people got the real competitive nature where they want to win everything. I don't mind if we play ping pong and you win. Cool, good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind losing. In certain games and certain things, right? And but as far as women, I just want what's best. Well, I think I just want what's best. But is there a competitive nature sometimes in us that's like, okay, I really don't want them all that bad. Like, for real, I'm not in love, but however, oh, that other girl's talking to him. Well, guess what? I'm gonna, get the man, or the dude saying, what I'm saying, like, oh nah, and I'm saying that dude, like, nah, watch, right? Like, is that in our internal subconscious thought process, right? That we're not even aware of. And what I'm saying is, and this is what I'm saying. So the fact how that is brought up though is that she was dating multiple guys. So, and I knew about it. She would go up north and date this guy. She would go out with this guy over here and this guy over here that, they would hang out and do things. He'd even go over to the house or whatever. And I'm like, man, these dudes ain't got nothing on me though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, we got the connection. I know she got connection with this dude over here and that dude over there. And yeah, that guy wants to marry her. And, this other guy just wants sex or whatever. I knew, like, okay, the various connections, but I was like, nah, but what we got, what I'm saying, this thing is the more serious thing. I already know. So I was pretty confident. But again, was that confidence truly rooted in, I'm going to beat these dudes out. I'm going to win. Win the prize. Again, I've never even looked at this in a sense of sat down and dug deep into the competitive side of things. But do we really want to compete for a woman or a man? And then we win the person, right? We okay, cool, yeah, that dude's gone, that good. She dropped all these dudes for me. I won, woo! Right? Okay, great, now what? Do you even really love her though? Do you really even really like want to go there with her, or did you just win and now you're like, oh snap, now I got the girl, right? And I'm saying when she is dealing with more than one person, look what it brought out of me. I'm not saying that it was all competitive. Maybe just now that's some revelation that just came out. Wow, okay, I gotta go deep with that one later. But what I'm saying is, the fact that she was dating multiple guys, what if it was competition with inside of me, my competitive nature? Let's say that's what it is. That's what it was. We're stamping that right now. and I won her, but that would have never happened if she wasn't dating multiple guys. If she was only talking to me, I wouldn't have the need to up my game. Okay, I wouldn't have the need to put it on, to put it on thick. You know what I'm saying? To do more than the other guys, in a sense of, whatever, be sweeter, be nicer, whatever I did to win her. Okay, I wouldn't have to outdo other people or feel the need, even subconsciously, to outdo anyone else if she was only talking to just me. Then I could have been maybe more myself and not so performance based if I knew I was the only one she was talking to. But because she was talking to other guys, maybe that brought out the performance based motivation out of me. Because she was dating multiple dudes, it put me in a position to either quit, oh man, or pursue harder to win the prize, and be more performance based. I don't know if I've ever experienced a woman, female, girl, being so exclusive, me and her, in the sense of even just talking or dating or whatever, that if she didn't get back to me for a while, if I knew that she was only talking to me and she didn't get back to me for a while, I wonder what that would feel like. I wonder what thoughts I would have. I'd probably have thought of, she's handling her business. As far as work or school or, she's busy doing something productive or constructive, something. She's doing some. And even if she's taking a nap, she's resting, she's working out, she's doing something. And it doesn't make me feel, the thought of that, it doesn't make me feel insecure at all. Or if she truly invested, it makes me feel like she's probably doing something productive. And it makes me, I don't feel fear. I'm just saying, I'm imagining this right now. It doesn't make me feel fear. It makes me feel possibly proud, possibly like, yeah, like, go ahead, girl, handle your business. You don't got to call me back like so quickly. Like, my feelings ain't that sensitive. Like, handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Call me back when you call me back. Like, I'm cool. I'm not needy. But I feel those strong, confident feelings when I'm imagining that I'm the only one she's talking to. I feel supportive of her. I feel like, hey, don't worry about me. Like, I'm good. Like, handle your business. You do you. Do what you need to do. Get back to me when you get back to me, and it's all good. Don't trip. That's my attitude when I have a thought that I'm the only one she's talking to. But if I have a mindset or a thought that I know I'm not the only one she's talking to, meaning if I know that I'm not the only one she's talking to, my mindset is more like, man, you know what I'm saying? Now we have insecure thoughts. Now we have like, I wonder who this dude is, what kind of car you drive, you know what I'm saying? What is their connection like? You know what I'm saying? Is it more, sensual than our connection? Is it more like funny and they laugh and they have fun? Is that more than our connect? Like, now I'm having thoughts of some other dude in her and they're connecting, and that's not productive. Like, that's a waste of time. Those thoughts are a waste of time, because when I feel that she's handling her business because I'm the only dude she's talking to, not only do I feel supportive of her, but I also can be cleared up mentally to focus on my business, what I got to take care of, in a sense of like, okay, she's doing her thing, cool. Let me just focus on this thing without distraction. Instead of I'm doing something, I'm working on something, but in the back of my head, I'm like, man, when's she gonna get home? She's probably on a date. And these thoughts are coming, like bugging me, and it's hard to focus on what I'm trying to do. So I'm saying all these elements come into play, but a remedy is if you just talk to one person at a time, then she could build, I could build, And that distraction is not in play. That distraction is not an issue. But here's another reason. When we are dealing with more than one person at a time, a lot of times, if you've ever done this, you'll notice you have to take breaks from some. Meaning, if you're dealing with one and it kind of gets a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Saturated in the sense of time, like you're hanging out a lot. That means these other ones that are in the wings or waiting, you can't be with them so often. So there's a break. They're like, okay, I haven't talked to you in like 2 weeks or hung out in 3 weeks because you've been saturating your time more with one. And then let's say now this one goes on vacation or whatever. And so now, okay, now I can hang out with this one a little bit more or this one, right? So like that your time is divided. The problem with that is that when this one does go on vacation, let's say, right? You're back over here, that's your fallback. And so now you got a couple fallback choices or options. So the problem with that, you're like, well, what's wrong with that, right? The problem with that is that you'll always have a fallback. If you develop these part-time relationships, you'll always have a fallback. So when you're in an exclusive relationship, let's say you're officially boyfriend, girlfriend, or engaged or whatever, even married, because you never cut these off, because you kept this alive over here, you'll always have a fallback option. You're over here, and then you're not doing well, or you break up or something, right? So you go back over here. Oh, hey, what's up? You hang out, whatever. You might even tell this option person about your main relationship, right? Yeah, she's tripping, whatever. And then they comfort you. Oh, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. And you always have you're developing a fallback person. And so even if you get into marriage, it's like you still have their number. You still have this contact information because you kept on developing these people in waiting, these people in the wings. So, you know what? This person's tripping. My main person is tripping. So, you know what? But I remember this person over here. They said anytime we can go on a trip. Anytime, we could hang out. Call me up anytime. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to call them up. I remember, girls say, feel free to call me anytime, And that means, hey, yeah, feel free to call me anytime. And so I know I could call her. So what I need to do so that I don't slip into in a moment of weakness, be like, you know what, I'm gonna call her up. What's up? Let's hang out. And then you might mess up and end up cheating. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. What I do is just like, okay, I'm sorry. I got to delete your number. I got to delete your information. You know what I'm saying? Block a person or whatever on social media. Whatever you got to do, because I don't want to get too preachy, but it's not worth it. Because if you have an option person or a fallback person waiting or available, that's dangerous. Because, again, that's a potential cheat person, right? And so to deal with one person at a time, you don't develop these side people. You don't slowly say, oh, hey, once a month you check on somebody, or once every 3 months you check in. You're just checking on them. You're just keeping them alive just a little bit. 3 months goes by, like, hey, how you been? What's up, stranger? You know what I'm saying? You don't do all that if you're dealing with one person. If you're dealing with a main person, just one person, you don't do all this other side stuff. Like, what's up? Let's hang out. And then, so, because again, that is a potential, that behavior is potential for when this goes wrong and you're hurting and you're going through and you're trying to manage this relationship and it's not going well. Instead of you being able to focus on how do we fix this, how do we work on this, what you do is you go to the side person. You know what I'm saying? You go to the options. You go to there for coping mechanisms. You go over there for support, emotional support, whatever. And what happens when we go to another person, run into someone else's arms, cry on their shoulders or whatever, and it's not our main person, that ends up becoming a cheating relationship. whether physically or emotionally, right? Because you're getting that nurturing aspect, you're getting the release or the escape, and you're not dealing with this one person. You're going over here, and again, that's part of your foundation now. You run off to another person. Every time we break up or we have an argument or every time we have an issue, you're running off to the arms of another person. Maybe not physical arms, but emotional arms. You're running to another person emotionally. That's part of the foundation. That's why I'm saying part of the foundation, a remedy. I'm not saying you got to do what I'm saying. I'm saying a remedy for me, it looks like don't involve other folks. If you're talking to somebody, just deal with them. That way there's no there might be foundational issues in other ways, but I'm saying when it comes to involving other people, you won't have to deal with that. And that one, involving other people, is a huge one for all of us, men and women. It's huge. If we don't feel exclusively valued, if we don't feel secure, that's huge. That's huge. So that's what I'm saying. So a remedy would be to just deal with one person at a time.